no scrubs. A scrub is an author who pitches his crap to me, saying that his book is his card, but it ain't no card, because I don't buy business cards. I don't pay for business cards. I pay for information. Hey there, sunshine. I'm Lisa Robbin Young, and you're watching Creative Freedom. Welcome to your dose of education and inspiration to help you build a noble empire and live an inspired life without selling your soul. Now, excuse me for getting a little snarky this week, because I don't know what genius decided to tell the world that your book is a business card, but I've got a serious bone to pick with them. As an avid reader and a person with a learning addiction, I read a lot. And sadly, I'm seeing a lot more crap books hitting the market. And I don't just mean those self-published, poorly formatted 99-cent ebooks you can pick up for free during a Kindle freebie promotion. Yes, Amazon, I'm talking to you. No, I mean I've paid my real hard-earned cash for books backed by real publishing companies that are little more than a shameless advertisement for the entrepreneur with barely any substantive help for the reader. I've seen whole chapters and sometimes whole sections of books devoted to a thinly veiled ad for how you can take the learning deeper by working directly with the author, when you haven't done any real learning yet. Now, lest you think I'm anti-marketing, I'm not. I know that promoting one's work is a smart way to utilize your book and encourage readers to become buyers. Here's a book from when I was a kid, and I remember picking up paperbacks like this a lot. In the back, there's a couple of pages that the publisher put in to offer more books for purchase on a related topic. My own book has a call to action at the end to get a printable copy of all the inscriptions from The Secret Watch. It's actually good marketing sense to include a way for readers to connect with you, get on your mailing list, or work directly with the author. But sprinkling, or in many cases today, fire hosing your offers throughout your book only serves to water down the learning value of that book. Here's an example from one of the greatest sales trainers of the current era, Jeffrey Gitomer. Now you'd think a guy who's a sales genius, who regularly trains thousands of other people how to sell more of just about anything, would probably have umpty-jillion pages devoted to selling himself and his stuff, right? Well, here it is. It's one page! One! And before he gets into his lengthy sales pitch, he has 2 pages of thank yous! 2! That's what I'm talking about. Here are 2 books I recently paid for, and the authors shall remain nameless. This one has a whole section of the book dedicated to selling their stuff, including a tutorial for software you don't even get when you buy the book. As my 9-year-old would say, what the what? But wait, there's more. The entire first section of this book, which is labeled as the story behind the author's process, is nothing but a setup to set up the author as some kind of a genius for developing the process that we read about later in the book. But then there's this short 2-page chapter at the back that explains the why behind the development of the process. So wait, shouldn't that be in the first section of the book? It's almost like the publisher said, hey man, your book's not long enough. What can you do to make it longer? And then the author said, hey, I'll add 62 pages of my life story that won't really augment the value of the book at all, but might get a few more people to invest in my megabucks programs and services because my process is complicated enough that this book won't give people everything they need to get real results on their own anyway. They'll have to invest in my software, my team, or take my expanded course for which this book was just an advertisement anyway. And they're gonna pay me to advertise to them. Oh, I am such a genius. Can you tell I'm a little cynical about this new wave of internet marketers becoming best-selling authors? They're ruining it for the rest of us, both as readers and as authors. See, here's the root problem as I see it. Most publishers are in the business of selling books. That makes sense, right? Well, sadly, some publishers don't care how good a book is as long as it's not horrifically bad. Good enough to sell enough copies to cover the advance, keep the lights on, and maybe make a few bucks in the deal. Well, these information marketers have massive audiences and relationships with other marketers who also have large audiences. And across their entire network of people, they can sell plenty of copies of the book, even if the book isn't any good. This author had a contest to give away a card to the person who referred the most buyers. Cha-ching! The publisher gets paid, the author gets paid, and gets a best-selling book out of the deal to boot. But then folks like you and me have to actually sift through this schlock to discover that we're not getting the whole story. Oh, and we paid for it. This new trend, and it's especially prevalent with internet and information marketers, is creating a bunch of flash-in-the-pan garbage that sells a few thousand copies, hits a bestseller list, and then doesn't serve a real market. It's only serving to inflate the author's reputation and get more clients in his door, which is a great short-term strategy for sales, but a lousy way to build relationships with potential buyers who bought your book because they wanted the results that your book promised. Again, this doesn't apply to everyone, and not even to every internet marketer. It's just a sad, sad trend that I'm seeing more often, and I couldn't contain my rage anymore. I had to say something. People are building up industries around this, and we need to look at this realistically. Here's my business card. First of all, it's designed to give you contact information. This is how you reach me. It might include a small bit of detail about who I am and what I do, but would you pay me $20 for it? I think not. I mean, it's pretty cool and all, but let's get real. Even if I autographed it, you'd probably be hard-pressed to pay even $5 for it. And you certainly wouldn't be expecting to learn anything from this card, would you? When you walk into a library, you don't find racks and racks of business cards on the shelves, do you? No, you find books, information, entertainment, enlightenment, and maybe an occasional escape from reality. I think maybe these so-called authors have done a little too much escaping from reality themselves. But what does the market say? I reached out on social media to find out what other business people use for business cards, and lo and behold, they use business cards! Here is a montage of the actual business cards people sent to me when I asked for them, not a book in the bunch. I also asked if any of these people would pay $5 to $40 for somebody else's business card, which is about the price of a book. Here's Chris Cade's card, front and back. He said, I wouldn't pay for a business card. Most people hand them out too generously in hopes of getting business, and it's actually quite off-putting for me, because having a card is not the same as having their attention. Most of my networking is without a business card. I find a hug, a handshake, a smile go much farther in business than a small piece of cardboard. I get way too many unsolicited books in the mail already for review or requesting me to promote it. I sure as heck don't want any to carry around at or during a networking event or a related activity. That's ridiculously burdensome. Here's my book. Just call my personal cell phone number that's printed in raised letters on the back, said no one, ever. Sadly, Veronica, with her way cool tent-style folding business card, said, right now, I have 4 books that were actually given to me as business cards with almost that exact verbiage. Here's my book. Just contact me through the free report offer in the back and my assistant will be in touch. Yeah, no thanks. Here is Harry Price's card, and he says, I don't even encourage people to hand out books until after an appointment is set. Yeah, they're cheap to produce, but your time isn't, nor is your reputation. And Shana Gallion, who writes psychological suspense novels, she's actually an author. She said, I have books and they are not my business card. My business card is like giving you my address. My book is like inviting you into my life for 8 or so hours. Books are a great marketing tool, but they are not your business card. You can pass them out like business cards if you've got the budget to do something like that, but they are not now, nor have they ever been meant to serve as a business card, so stop it! Teddy Roosevelt said that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I'll take it a step further and say that people don't care what you're selling until they know that you can help them. That's what books can do. They can take you into the mind of the author, help you see what they're seeing, give you understanding and an ability to act on that understanding. Then, if you want more, you can reach out to the author and go deeper, but only after the author has proven their depth to you in the first place. In my opinion, if you spend the first 62 pages of your book telling me all about your awesomeness, then fail to get me any results in the rest of the book, you're just pitching your crap to me, and I ain't interested. I'll let TLC take it from here.
I don't want your number, no. I don't want to give you mine, and no. I don't want to meet you nowhere, no. Don't want none of your time, and no.
I know there are probably a lot of dissenting opinions on this, so let me finish by saying people don't buy your business card. They buy your knowledge. You can pass out your books like a business card if you want to, but as Chris said earlier, who wants to walk around carrying a bunch of books at a conference or a networking event? So now let me hear from you. Have you spent more than your fair share of money on ineffective books lately? What books are on your must-read list? Let's build a great reading list. Share your thoughts and ideas in the comments, and let's be a rising tide for everyone. If you liked this video and you want to be the first to see more just like it, then subscribe to my channel and share me around with your friends, because we're everywhere that you want to be. And there's always more where this came from. For inspiring songs and stories and resources to help you build a noble empire and live an inspired life, come on, see what's shaking over at LisaRobbinYoung.com. You know you want to.